you just logged in.
We're very excited to have you all. Okay, everyone, it looks like it is 12, and so we're going to get started with our vigil today. Welcome to the Mount SAC United virtual vigil. I'm really glad that so many of you could join us today. This is something that we've been wanting to put together because unfortunately, a lot of us have experienced loss during this time of shelter in place, and that's been something that's been very difficult. As we get started, there are a couple of things that I want to go over really quickly. So welcome everyone. If you are wanting to turn on captions, you can do so by finding this button, the closed caption button. I also want to share our agenda for today very briefly with you. We'll have a few speakers that will just give a few words of support and encouragement, and then we'll have a moment of silence where we can reflect and send our positive thoughts to one another. We can think about how, as a family, we're stronger together. And during this time, we'll be reading some words of support and encouragement from our family, as well as some memorials that people have sent in for loved ones that they've lost. And we'll be ending today with some meditation, and we hope that you'll be able to stay with us during that time. Okay, so first up, we have Dr. Bill Scroggins, our president and CEO. Dr. Scroggins, if you'd like to take it away.
As they move to online instruction, we see the challenges that our faculty have in moving to online instruction and our support system of both faculty and students. I'm amazed at how we've been able to step up and meet the needs of students. And it continues to give us meaning in a world that seems to have lost its purpose. It gives us outreach to one another, at least in a virtual way, that somewhat ameliorates the loss of the personal interactions we have. We're all from home, which has opportunities and challenges, but it's a life-changing experience that today we both celebrate and commiserate together. I want you to know that the college is supporting our mission, but more than that, supporting our students, our staff, our faculty, and our community in not just academic, but in the life support that's the center of community colleges. So keep us in your thoughts as we keep you in ours.
Thank you, Dr. Scroggins. We now have Dr. Mann. He's our Vice President of Instruction.
I am unmuted by host. Thank you, Kara. So I just want to share two thoughts with those of you out there. The first is to observe that traditional American culture is one of the more death-averse cultures in the world, by which I mean that Americans traditionally are not good at dealing with the fact that life is finite. And the downside of that is that when we lose those who are dear to us, we are not very well equipped to acknowledge the loss that we feel, and often not very well equipped to celebrate the lives that we've been able to share for the time that was available to us. And so I want to read a very short passage from, as far as I know, it is the oldest existing piece of literature in the world. This is the Epic of Gilgamesh, which is on cuneiform tablets written 5,000 years ago. I'm guessing not all of you know the story of Gilgamesh. And so it's kind of the world's first buddy movie in which two great friends share adventures together. And then halfway through the story, Gilgamesh's great friend Enkidu dies. And the second half of the story is Gilgamesh's search for meaning in the death of his friend. And really, it's his hope that he can find a way not to die himself. And so I want to read a very short passage of advice that is given to Gilgamesh and urge all of you to reflect on it in your own lives now and in the future. And Gilgamesh meets a woman named Siduri who says to him, "Gilgamesh, where are you hurrying to? As for you, Gilgamesh, fill your belly with good things. Day and night, night and day, dance and be merry. Feast and rejoice. Let your clothes be fresh. Bathe yourself in water. Cherish the child that holds your hand. Make your partner happy in your embrace, for this too is the lot of man." So her advice is to, in the experience of the loss of those that we love, to appreciate the life that we have, to share it with those who are dear to us, to mourn as mourning is appropriate, but to celebrate the life of those who are around us. And if we can remember to do those things in this time, the challenges we face will be more tolerable. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Dr. Mann. Next, we have Chisa Uyeki, our Academic Senate President and librarian.
Hi, everyone. I'm so thankful to be here with you all today. Thank you for asking me to be here. I wanted to read really briefly a haiku by Soseki. Wild butterfly, flirting with flowers, honoring the dead. And to me, that speaks very sort of similarly to what Dr. Mann was talking about, but it also makes me think of, as a faculty member, as an educator, as someone engaged with all of you at Mount SAC, that some of the work that we do to honor loss is to do our very best work in serving our students and our very best work in engaging as educators. And that can be some of the ways that we can most powerfully acknowledge the loss. Words that I think of when I think of this time are loss, anxiety, uncertainty, but also compassion, empathy, and unity. I've seen a saying, some of you may have seen, that says, we're all in the same storm, but we're not all in the same boat. And I think that that really speaks to our Mount SAC community as well, and our attention to supporting those who need the support the most right now. I know that we're all dealing with some level of loss, from losing loved ones and friends to a loss of your graduation ceremony or your final semester or time with people that you care about. So I think it's really important that we take time like this to honor that loss. So I hope in this challenging time, we give ourselves time to reflect, to grieve, we listen to our hearts, and we listen to each other. So I urge us all to take care of ourselves and take care of each other, and look for ways to support each other. It's more challenging when we're not seeing each other on campus and running into each other, but there are still lots of ways that we can support each other. And I also want to say that if you need support, if you need someone to talk to, or you need just to be sure that someone is standing with you and you're not alone, to please reach out and ask for that. And that Mount SAC has done a lot to make sure that there's support available. And so I think this is a powerful time for us to come together as a community and really do what we do best, which is making sure that we are all being served and that we are all supported. So thank you to the organizers as well for doing the work to ensure that that message is shared.
Thank you so much, Chisa. I've posted in the chat a couple of links to resources, and I will post those throughout the vigil. The first link is to resources that are directly provided by Mount SAC. The second provides a lot of different resources in local communities as well. Thank you so much. Next, we'll hear from Melissa Cohn, who's an executive assistant of fiscal services, as well as the co-chair of the Voices Committee.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the Voices Committee, I'm here to say thank you to all of our Mount SAC employees, faculty, and students for going above and beyond. For those of you who might not be aware, the Voices Committee is dedicated to developing and communicating ways to recognize our employees. And over the last couple of months, we have just been blown away by the positivity, devotion, and energy of our employees, faculty, and management to support our students and also to support one another. We know that there are more challenges to come as we navigate this unknown territory, but we just want to take this opportunity to inspire you all to lift one another up. In the days and weeks ahead, Voices would like to encourage you to take opportunities to share your appreciation with your colleagues, send an email to say thanks, or give someone a virtual card to brighten their day. Any gesture, big or small, will mean a lot. So thank you all for putting this together and for being a part of this. Voices is proud to be a part as well.
Thank you so much, Melissa. Now we'll hear from Sophia Ruiz, who's a student of natural sciences and focused on marine biology.
Yes. Hello, my name is Sophia Ruiz. I've served in clubs like PTK, been involved in student government as the environmental senator and publicity senator, but today I'm just coming as Sophia Ruiz. Never before in history have students been called upon before this unprecedented calamity which has befallen us. Coronavirus will be imprinted on the personality of all colleges for a very long time. And I come here today to say I'm sorry. I'm genuinely sorry because we have close people to us that shouldn't go. And when our loved ones go, a piece of us goes with them too. And when the Mount SAC community hurts, we all hurt. But I say that we not lose faith, and we move forward with hope together. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sophia. We'll now hear from Gary Anke, a professor of English, as well as this year's Mount SAC Educator of Distinction.
Thank you so much for inviting me to share in this very beautiful vigil and memorial. These are times of great loss and great grief. Some of us have lost loved ones to this virus. Many of us have lost jobs. We are either sheltering at home alone or sometimes in the stress and joy of sheltering with our family members. And it is natural to feel grief. It is natural to feel fear. It is natural to feel loss. But we also have support. We have the support of this wonderful Mount SAC community, all of us who are here together in strength and love. And we shouldn't forget the invisible support of our ancestors, many of whom lived through horrible things like this in the past. They lived through economic crisis, they lived through depression, and they came through, and by sharing their love with one another, they survived and they lived on to give us life. And so let's not forget our own strength and our own endurance and our own resilience and our own hope, and continue moving forward, yes, with grief, yes, with fear, but with hope and joy that this too will pass, because to everything there is a season and a purpose under heaven.
Thank you so much, Gary Anke. We're now going to move on to our next portion of the vigil. We're going to take a moment of silence to remember those we have lost and to support each other in this difficult time. As we go through these next slides, I want us to take a few moments of reflection, and I will be having on the screen some words that you can read that have been shared by members of the Mount SAC family. Thank you so much for taking this moment of silence. We're going to close our session today with some meditation. Feel free to join us if you can. It's going to be led by Andrea Torres, who's a counselor and actually leads many meditation sessions. We will post a link if you are interested in joining further meditation at another time. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. This is such a beautiful space. So we can just go ahead and begin dropping into this moment. I think we're all already there by seeing those beautiful words and sentiments that were just shared. And so if you feel comfortable closing your eyes or just looking a few feet in front of you, again, dropping in a little further into this beautiful space that we are all holding for one another and our loved ones. Acknowledging for a moment how you are feeling and let it be. Taking a nice deep inhale and exhale. Just becoming more aware of your breath. Allowing it to help you feel more connected to your body and to the moment. Really feeling the sense of being held by the earth below you and all of our Mount SAC community gathered here today and everywhere else. We are all together here in this safe space and in this moment. Breathing in the feeling of kindness and love in this moment. Reflecting on all of your loved ones and seeing them being held in the same way in this moment, with safety and ease and stillness. We are all interconnected, our bodies and the earth, the sun and the stars, all composed of the same particles and joined in different ways. Feeling and breathing into that sense of connection with all. Feeling that sense of being home within your body and mind with a true sense of belonging and connection. Continuing to breathe in and out. Bringing your awareness to someone that you are grateful for in this moment. Holding them in your hearts. Sending them love. And sending love to all of our Mount SAC community and all the beings on this planet. May all beings here and everywhere dwell with peace and love. Breathing nice and slowly and deeply in, feeling connected to the moment, to your heart, to all of us gathered here. And just taking your hands and rubbing them together for a few moments, creating warmth and energy in this space. And gently placing your hands near and over your eyes, taking a deep, deep inhale and holding it at the top. And sighing it out. And one more time, rubbing your hands together, creating warmth and energy. Gently placing those hands near and over your eyes, taking a deep, deep inhale, holding it at the top. And letting it go. Releasing your hands down. Just taking a moment to check in with how you feel. And blinking your eyes back open to the space.
Thank you everyone for joining us today. I
Thank
hope
you.
that you all are doing well. Links to resources are posted in the chat. And if you would like to join further meditation, a link to join other meditation sessions is also available. My heart goes out to all of you who have experienced loss during this time. Thank you so much for being with us today.